Hey guys, girl with the controller here, and I have to be honest with you guys, I'm a little frustrated at the moment because this is actually the third time I have tried to record this. So, excuse me, I watched it all, recorded all my live reactions. There was definitely a couple games where it was like a surprise, and I threw my arms up, and I was just, and so many times I just had like this genuine smile on my face. And the audio is worse than just not have recorded. It sounds like this, and so like that won't fly, so I gotta record it again. And then that time I realized that the video cut off after like 15 seconds, so I watched it all a second time. I didn't record any of it, even though the audio came through fine that time. I'm like glancing over at my second monitor because I put it over there to be like, is it still recording? But anyway, there's a Nintendo Direct today, and I actually just found out about it this morning because my mom messaged me and said, hey, are you going to do a video on the Nintendo Direct? Because I would love to see your reaction. So this one is specifically dedicated to my mom. Love you. Sorry that this won't actually be a live reaction of, oh my goodness, I can't believe this game was announced, because now I know that what all is announced. But I can still share my thoughts on everything, and maybe this is giving me a little bit more time to formulate my thoughts, so it'll be less me freaking out and more just talking about things, because there was some very exciting things. And if you haven't seen it yet, there's a couple things that I was really hoping would be on here. I started with like my guesses of what would be, and I was definitely hoping for Breath of the Wild 2. That was like my main, I hope to get some stuff on that. Thought there'd be Splatoon 3, Project Triangle Strategy, but anyway, I guess we should probably just start along with the video now. So I'll click. Yay. Oh, that's right. It might be a second or two before it starts. Okay. Yeah, now, because since I got the video the first time and I'm not recording it again, I'm going to have to sync it all later, but hopefully that will work out fine. But yeah, let's see. So I can already say from the beginning, on the whole, while I think a lot of the games I was most hoping to hear from, I didn't, I was still I still really enjoyed this Direct. There was a lot of kind of fun things, several things I wasn't expecting. It was fun. I just wish, yeah, my frustration with my computer equipment wasn't dampening my enthusiasm right now. Yeah, so the first time I had headphones, and it must have been something that I messed up on the audio on that I just got it corrupted. And yeah, okay, so first this, I caught from the beginning. I was like, oh, new Fire Emblem game, and I'll find out in a couple seconds. But it is a Fire Emblem Warriors game for specifically 3 houses called 3 Hopes, which I'm actually okay with. So part of me, I mean, yes, I definitely wish it was a new Fire Emblem game instead of just a spinoff. However, I didn't play the original Fire Emblem Warriors. I wasn't as interested in it, because particularly the games that I love, there weren't that many characters from. And I am a little disappointed in the story of 3 Houses. I mean, I like some of the characters a lot. I just, on the whole, it was to me, but I'm more okay with this. Because I feel like, so like I played Hyrule Warriors. I enjoyed it. It was fun just to have a Mod Podge of everybody thrown together. But I really feel like Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity was significantly better, because I think the focus of the story helped make the game that much stronger. And I feel like a 3 Houses Warriors could do that as well. And so even just watching this, I'm like, I honestly feel like I'm more intrigued into this than I even was the actual 3 Houses. Gerald. Yeah, I almost wrote a video essay once on like how Gerald as a dad doesn't work. Like, he's a cool guy, and I love his design, but anyway, I'm really excited that Fire Emblem is getting more attention. I've been a fan back when the series of every entry was like, this could be its last because it just doesn't sell, and it's just exciting to see it become like one of Nintendo's biggest properties. And yeah, so I'm excited for this. I might pick it up. I'm more likely to pick this up than I was the original Fire Emblem Warriors, but we will see. Just because there's so many games out there in the universe, and I only have so much time, but yeah. And then the remakes of Advance Wars. So we have heard about this before in the past. I first got introduced to Advance Wars through Nintendo Power, and I think this was the first tactical RPG I had ever heard of. But I've never actually played an Advance Wars myself. I like how they've redone, especially the character models. They look cool. But personally, like, I'm just not as interested in like military aesthetics versus like the reason like I love Fire Emblem so much is I love like medieval fantasy. So one of these days I should probably play an Advance Wars because I'd probably really love it. It just art style wasn't as much to me. But I'm glad that this game's getting a remake, and hopefully Advance Wars comes back as a series. The custom map thing looks really cool and fun. Yeah, on the whole, and that name, the Reboot Camp, that is a great name for your reboot. And it looks great, so if that's something that interests you, pick it up, support the series. This one was another one where at first I had no idea what it was until they announced, I'll wait for it, No Man's Sky. This is a surprise. I feel like I need to crack my back. There we go. I've sat in this chair at the very front of it now for a couple hours trying to film this, but yeah, so No Man's Sky is a game that I completely forgot about existing, even though I know that they've done a whole lot to it. I mean, even watching this, I'm like, this doesn't even look like the game that was originally announced. And so I'm glad, like, it's a good game now. People are enjoying it. It gets to come on to Nintendo. It was one of those things where even with the original, there's creatures in it now. The original trailers, when everyone was like, oh man, this game looks so cool, I was always kind of like, what is the point of this game? I don't understand. So I wasn't as interested. And then it was a flop. And then it actually became good and revived. And it's just one of those weird comeback stories. And that totally looks like an AT-AT Walker. My phone went off. And then is it an well, I know that the technical name is AT-AT, but I'm like, am I thinking the right thing? Because I'm like, no, Imperial Walker is the other thing. I feel bad, out of date on my Star Wars. So we got our new Mario Soccer game. I don't really play the Mario sports games. I've said that sometimes in some of the other past directs. Donkey Kong looks so ridiculous with his like banana hat. But was it like Striker's Charge that was for the GameCube? I know the GameCube one was super popular and a lot of people loved it. And then I think another one came out like after that, but wasn't good and was a disappointment. So if you're interested in this, I hope this one's good for you. But yeah. The graphics are definitely not as exciting as the cutscenes beforehand, but I mean, it looks cool, even if it's not my personal cup of tea.
First, the gear you equip. It changes not only your appearance, but also your stats like speed, strength, and pass accuracy.
Yeah. I missed the fact that it changes your stats and stuff, which would make sense. It's basically like, it's like Mario Kart with what it did with kart racing. Is like, you have items and your equipment changes stats and things. Like, if you're playing this, you're not looking for hyper-realistic soccer game. You're looking for that more fun, casual, quirky experience. I don't think they announced it yet, but this game has you can basically pick teams online and become part. Oh, I think it's like club. Yeah, online clubs. Basically, you can pick a club and become part of that. And I love how ridiculous Toad looks with a giant shell over his mushroom head. But yeah, I think the online clubs thing is kind of a cool concept. I like it. Even though I never play the sports games, I still really enjoy watching the trailers for them. They're fun. All the blue Yoshis. Just blue Yoshis. No other Yoshi wants to be in the stands.
The latest iteration of the Mario Strikers series is
making sure like video's recording. Yes.
We hope you're excited for this anything goes battle soccer game. Next,
Not slouch. Sit up better. Report back. Posture. So this is another one, the first few seconds. I had no idea what this was. I'm like, okay, some military game? And then I was like, Splatoon 3. So yes, this is a look at Splatoon 3's Salmon Run. Salmon Run was definitely the best thing they added to Splatoon 2. Also, I love the music from Salmon Run. Kind of this like Nintendo 64-esque sounding boss fight from something that like Grant Kirkhope or David Wise would have made. And I love the name of this thing. It's a fish stick! So yeah, as you could expect, they added some new enemies to fight. I like the concept of the fish stick, but this thing looks like a nightmare. The flipper flopper. And then this is my favorite part of it. Toss your eggs! Whoop whoop! Something that is so needed. And I assume that you can't use this when you're like splatted and you're just in your little life ring. I assume you still have to be out in the world and operating, but it's kind of nice if you see the writing on the sign of like, I might get knocked out, I can get it over. And then yeah, you've got a couple seconds left and you just gotta throw that egg in. Yeah, you can. I think that is a good improvement. And this guy at first looked like a turd floating in the water. But no, he's just a really ugly salmon. Look at me, judging a book by its cover. Maybe that salmon is a really nice guy.
that was the trailer for the co-op mode in the Splatoon 3 game.
That's right, they only showed this. Yeah, it was interesting that we didn't... I mean, we have seen some of Splatoon 3 in the past, but it was interesting that we didn't explore it further. That was just showing the co-op, but the Salmon Run looks good.
Let's move on to more Nintendo Switch headlines.
Aha, this is another one at first. I was like, they say Wanzer's at the ready. This makes it sound like I should know what this is, and I had no idea what this is. So it is another tactical RPG, and again, by this point I was like already making jokes the first time I'd watch it. I'm like, apparently this is the tactical RPG Nintendo Direct, and without knowing that there was this, and then spoilers, they will talk about Project Triangle later. I'd never even heard of Front Mission first until this trailer. Again, because it's more like robots, military, it's not quite my thing. However, I'm just glad that more of this style is getting recognized. It also, because I haven't had a chance to look this up yet, but like, it looks like this was an original PS1 game originally. Like, especially some of the overworld and some of the character art. Like, this looks like a PS1 game that's been remade. but I'm liking some of these old kind of forgotten games, or some that never even made it to the West, are getting opportunities to be played now. So I am a Disney junkie, and so I'm definitely interested in this game. I don't know if it'll be good, and so if it flops, but it's one I want to follow. Like, I'm interested. I don't want to say any spoilers yet, so I'll buy myself a few seconds. But I like that each character is kind of unique. They have their own little special. And so when it comes to racers, I prefer something more like a Mario Kart rather than an actual, like, real racing game. So this is more along that line. And then the crossplay is super fun. But yeah, so it's a free to play, which is interesting. That was the thing I didn't want to spoil. So because it's free, like, I might as well try it, see if it's any good. But I'm like, how do you get more characters? Is that going to be under, like, an obnoxious paywall, or will it be just like, hey, through time you can unlock it? But it might be fun, or it could just be a flop and then I didn't spend any money on it, so it's fine. But Force Unleashed coming is fun. This one was kind of an exciting thing to me when I watched it the first time. I was really interested in this game when it first was released the first time, but I just never got to play it. So I missed it. They said for motion controls. I missed that the first 2 times because part of me is like, oh, like, I knew the Wii version had motion controls, so I was curious with the nunchucks if you could do that, and it looks like you can. So I'm still learning things this third time. Yep, Ezio Collection. Hopefully, the graphics are a little better than when the Ezio Collection released the first time, and all the NPCs looked worse than they did originally, and it had all these weird glitches, but Assassin's Creed is a classic. Finally get to play these on Nintendo and on the go. I've never actually played Assassin's Creed. I've always been interested in the series. And I know this trilogy is good, and then I've really wanted to play Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag because I love pirates. So one of these days I'll get around to it.
Find out what's causing them and restore the proper timeline. You'll lead 3 mobile suits in battle. Enhance each suit with parts to improve their power. You can also battle alongside friends in online co-op multiplayer. SD Gundam Battle Alliance launches on Nintendo Switch. 2 Worlds Cross.
So this is one that I am excited for.
A remaster of the acclaimed RPG Chrono
Yep.
Cross.
So I have never played Chrono Cross, but I know it's a classic. I know it's good. The way that they, like, still preserved the PS1 graphics, but then, like, have made it more crisp in, like, this sort of remaster. Like, it looks so good, yet so nostalgic. I definitely would like to play this game at some point. And those, like, 90s CGI video game cutscenes. So good. So nostalgic, so memorable. I'm excited that it's getting put out in a way that more people can play it. So.
Chrono Cross, the Radical Dreamers Edition, dashes and slashes its way onto Nintendo
Coming soon
Switch
if you're
and
interested.
Pre-orders begin today on Nintendo eShop.
And then Kirby! So I'm really excited for this game, but my husband is even more so, because in my immediate family, my brother's really been the one who's always played Kirby, and then I've only played a couple of them, and then my husband grew up with Kirby as well. So both of those guys are excited for this, but I have also, the more I see it, the more I love it. And then this trailer is so weird. Just this moment is so weird. Oh man, I love the little fox things. They're so cute. Everything in Kirby is so dang cute. And just, oh, it looks so fun. I'm so looking forward to it. I love this world.
With an unusual mix of nature and civilization.
Oh, Waddle Dee.
Waddle Dees, Kirby sets off on a new adventure. Introducing Mouthful Mode.
Oh, it's so ridiculous. I love like the bizarreness of like, oh no, it's not my copy abilities. I just like suck the thing in. It looks so weird. It's got your elements of Mario Odyssey meets Kirby.
Mouthful Mode. New actions will be available for Kirby depending on the object he inhales.
Oh, it looks so ridiculous.
Enjoy exploring with new moves different from copy.
And I like that this is a thing in addition to copy abilities. It reminds me of Super Mario Sunshine. A bunch of Mario games that it's reminding me of.
And more resources will become available. At Waddle Dee's weapon shop, familiar copy abilities can be evolved.
So yeah, so this is kind of cool. So yeah, not only do you have the mouthful mode, and then you have the copy abilities, but then you can upgrade your copy abilities and make them stronger. And then also Kirby's appearance adjusts accordingly, so they even looks different. So it's
And make him
even more powerful. It's what's his power level? It's over 9,000. I love that Dragon Claw one. That looks so cool.
A new adventure awaits our
And the bosses in this look weird, like sexy leopard kitty thing and armadillo, weird robot-y toy. Oh, I want this game. We're definitely getting this game. That is definitely happening.
That was Kirby and the Forgotten Land, launching later next month. Please look forward to its release. Let's take a look at some more Nintendo Switch headlines.
Okay, yes, this. So, probably one of the things I'm most least interested in this entire direct. But I mean, it's cool just because like the official sports games, Nintendo never really gets them, so it's cool that you can get it. It's portable. I mean, obviously the graphics don't look nearly as good as they would on the Xbox or the PlayStation, but I still don't think they look bad. For, you know, the one thing that's weird in this trailer is like the frame rate seems really slow. So if it looks slow frame rate in the trailer, it's not a good sign for the game, but it's also not out yet, so they have time to fix it. But hey, it's a thing.
I knew you were a true two-way player, but this is ridiculous. Sheesh.
You're gonna have your hands full of games with these collections.
Ah, yes, the Kingdom Hearts Cloud. So I won't get this just because I already own all of the Kingdom Hearts games on the PS4. And I'm also really curious how the cloud version is going to work, because I don't think, as far as I know, they haven't done anything like this before. But I think it's cool that, because since the original games are coming out, the handheld ones were always on Nintendo, the main console ones were always on PlayStation. They finally ported them all to PlayStation, so all the PlayStation players could finally play all the games, but now it's finally being done for all the Nintendo people. So I'm glad that this is coming to Switch. I feel like Kingdom Hearts just kind of screams Nintendo to me, even though it's technically Disney with Final Fantasy, but I'm glad it's coming. Klonoa, that's fun. An old little mascot getting to come back. It's just so bright and colorful. Yeah, I haven't played Kingdom Hearts 3 yet, but I mean to get around to it. Part of me was like, oh, I'll replay the games, the series, because it's been so long. And there's a lot of games, so I have not gotten that far, so I have not played 3 yet. Yes! Okay, so even though, and I guess I'm like, I assume this is both Portal 1 and 2, and it is, it's about time for this to come to Nintendo. There's such good games. If you have never played Portal 2, you've got to play it. So inventive and creative. I can't believe the second game is over a decade old now, because so it came out like a few weeks before I graduated high school, and so that summer between high school and starting college, my brother and I played Portal 2 so much. I loved this game, and I haven't actually gone back to replay it. I should do that. I have it on Steam. I should replay Portal 2. What this one was. That's right. So this is the one at first I was like, is this going to be Project Triangle Strategy? And then as soon as I saw that punching bag area, I was like, oh no, this can't be it. But, so this is a game that has never come to the West before. Live Alive, I think was how they said it. But, anyway, I have really been liking this, 2D remaster art style that a lot have been doing. I don't know if Octopath Traveler was the first, but I've seen it a lot since then. Because it's like when people were trying to bring back pixel art and they try to make them, you know, just 3D models, they never look good. It looks cheesy, and I feel like this is a really good blend where you still have the pixels, but you have a lot of the textures or depth of field or lighting effects of current games, so that it brings a new life to it. I think it looks really nice. So I don't know if this, because I don't even know what its Japanese game name would have been. So I don't know anything about this game. So I don't know if there's been like this secret underground fan group that's been rooting for this game or whatnot, or if everyone here is sitting there like, well, I've never heard of this before. But it's exciting when we get something that, you know, is a game that's good enough to remake that we never had before. But the name is weird. Life Alive. I'm like, wait.
Pre-orders begin today on Nintendo eShop.
How was that? Next up is this.
Okay, as soon as he did that, I was like, oh man, that takes me back to the Wii Sports days. And then they said Nintendo Switch Sports! This was like, this was definitely one where I was like, I was not expecting this at all. It's exciting. See, the funny thing is, I'm like, would I pay $60 for this game? And I don't even know, but just the fact that they're making this makes me so happy. Seeing tennis, seeing bowling, like, it takes me back. Oh, so many happy memories, and it makes sense. Like, it's funny that I never thought that we'd get another Wii Sports, but it makes sense because, like, the Joy-Con is actually a more accurate motion control than the Wii Mote was. So, again, makes sense. Here's your football version of Rocket League with the giant soccer ball. And then this I like because it's like kind of reminds me of Wii Sports meets Wii Fit.
Control your shots left and right while keeping the shuttlecock.
Although the way that she's, I mean, yeah, you can hit the overhead, but like, I don't know when it comes to the controller how much badminton is going to feel different from tennis. Like, I know in real life, but I'm curious how different that will feel. And then volleyball is an interesting one to add. Makes sense. Even if I personally in my own life have a bitter rivalry against volleyball. It looks so ridiculous to see everyone up at the lanes at the same time. Because it never happens in real life, but yeah. I like the idea of being able to play online. And join little leagues with friends and...
Since I'm already here, I'd like to show you some gameplay of one of the newly added sports, volleyball.
Mr. Takahashi! Oh, hello there, everyone. I'm Yoshiaki Koizumi from Nintendo.
Wow, Mr. Koizumi, I can see you're ready to play.
I love that Nintendo just embraces its silliness during these
Do you
directs.
have your wrist strap ready?
Like,
Yes, of course.
they're nerdy, but it's fun.
Plenty of space around me as well.
They're not trying to pretend to be
All right, let's
something they're not. I like that they got a whole Switch jersey made.
Alright, we're doing this? Volleyball, a newly added sport in Nintendo's...
Also, dude, their Miis look so good. It looks just like them.
Koizumi team. It's Koizumi to serve, with Takahashi up front.
Mr. Takahashi, like, plays this so, like,
How will the opposing team...
half butt. He's just like,
Takahashi
eh,
gets the block.
I did it. He seems into it, but it's just this is me playing volleyball. So my freshman year in high school in PE, we spent a third of the year only playing volleyball because the women's PE teacher was also the varsity volleyball coach, and so she loved volleyball and we played it a lot. And it was my least favorite sport we played. Oh, so that was not a fan of PE. So part of me is like, oh, this looks fun. Part of me is like, oh, please don't. Volleyball flashbacks. I don't want to be reminded.
let's stop our match here.
After all, we were in the middle of a presentation. All right, I'll be leaving now.
I love it. The first time I just, whoop! Are we leaving now?
Nintendo Switch Sports. The game
I'm glad. My mood is lightening back up again just watching this. Even for the third time, I'm like, this was a fun direct. It was.
controller and the leg strap accessory. You can
Even if it wasn't like, oh man, all these like first party Nintendo games I can't wait to buy. I just
planning a second free
So
update
that's
this
right.
fall.
So a couple weird things about this. So the motion control on the soccer and then the golf they're free updates, but they're going to be added later. So I find it weird that won't be there from the get-go of the game and you have to wait, but
We'll be having an online
kind of interesting.
game launches to evaluate
Also, there's an online play test planned, and if you have Nintendo Switch Online, you can do it. It's in 2 weeks, February 18th to 20th. The problem is I will not be able to do it because I will be on a work trip and out of town with no internet. So I will not be able to play, which is sad because I want to.
Thank you. That's all I have for now about Nintendo Switch Sports. I hope you're looking forward to this game. Let's see a few more Nintendo Switch
Still recording? Good. Okay. Yes. I forget what the actual official title. Rhythm. Yeah. Rhythm Festival. I'll call it Rhythm Festival so I don't totally butcher its name. This is something that's like, it looks so quirky and weird, but I kind of like it. I've never played anything in this series, but I've played a few music games, rhythm games before that I've really enjoyed. It's got Megalovania, get classic, and then it's about to play the Zelda theme as well. Yep, there. There's so many games in the universe that I realistically will probably never get around to playing this, but I played Theatrhythm Final Fantasy on the Nintendo 3DS, and I was obsessed with both of the games of that. So I'd probably actually really enjoy this quirky, very quirky little game if I actually played it. Too much in the world and only so much time. There's things called priorities and being a responsible adult. I can't just play every game that looks interesting to me anymore. And money. I may make more money now than I did when I was a kid, but it cannot all go to video games.
These Nintendo Switch games.
Alright,
Tactical RPG games.
triangle strategy! I'm excited for this. I hope it turns out good. I wasn't really, so I adore the art style and the music of Octopath Traveler, but I just really couldn't get into it. My husband and I both tried, but I'm hoping this one grips me a bit more because I do enjoy a good tactical RPG. So you can transfer your data like you could with Octopath. And yeah, free demo. I will definitely be playing that. The Cuphead DLC. I'm not really into boss rush games, or games that are intentionally like, yeah, you're supposed to die a bunch so that you learn the patterns and then get better. So I'm not really interested in playing Cuphead, but like I absolutely adore the art direction. I mean, to be honest, most people do. It looks so good. I love everything they did to just make it look like the old cartoons. And then, okay, this was funny. So at first I was like, Metroid Dread update! And then, as soon as I saw that, I was like, one hit, I'm like, no! No! I was like, I'm not gonna play this! I am so bad at Metroid. I love Metroid. I played most of the games in the series. I'm so bad at it, though. There's no way I am doing a, like, one-hit kill mode. I like enjoying my video games. But then there was rookie mode, and I'm like, I don't know, maybe that's what I need. I need rookie mode. Oh, that's more up my alley. Boss rush, that's kind of always like a little fun thing. I just thought it was so funny. I was like, oh, Metroid Dread! Oh, look, something I'm not gonna do. And right then I was like, Earthbound! So, I have played Earthbound. I did not get to beat it, however. So, my senior year in high school, I had a classmate who actually owned the Super Nintendo cartridge of Earthbound. And at the time, unless you pirated it, it was the only way to play the game. And the cartridges were going for like $250 each. And so that high school money could not afford that. I still can't afford that for a video game. So he let me borrow it, and I got to play it. But I didn't get to beat it before end of high school, and obviously needed to return it, because I don't think he would have been happy if I'd walked off with a $250 game. But yeah, so I enjoyed this. I'm glad. And then, okay, so here's the one. Again, because I've just filmed these back to back to back. I haven't looked into this yet. Because at first I was like, oh, are we getting the other Mother games? But then I'm like, this doesn't quite look like from what I've seen of the other Mother games. Like, the graphics look even worse. But then, so I'm not sure what this is. Is it a new game that's supposed to look old? Is it one of the old games? I'm not entirely sure. I need to look it up. Excuse me. But it's called Earthbound: The Beginnings, I think? Earthbound Beginnings. And so I'm like, what is it? Is it another Mother game? Is it something that came out around the time of Earthbound? Is it something that came out afterwards but is meant to look old? I don't know, but it's today, so I will probably, once I'm finally done getting this video done, be playing that, because I really enjoyed Earthbound and want to go back and play it again. Zombie Army 4, not interested in, but it's a thing. It exists. It's a game. Another game that I'm not interested in playing, but I really like the art style. Like, I love how it looks like a painting. Very unique. I like it. As we just kind of flash through a few seconds of a whole bunch of different games. Ah, yes, the Lego Brawls. I'm like, that's interesting of a Lego game concept. Definitely different than just... I mean, I know the Lego Skywalker Saga is coming out as well. So, a few Lego games, if that's something you're interested in. I like Lego games. I haven't played any in a long time, but even though they're easier and more kid-friendly, like, they're fun. They're fun.
What did you think? Here's some news from Mario Kart.
Okay.
Many of you have been
I mean, well, my original reaction, I probably freaked out the most during Switch Sports. This is probably the thing besides Kirby, that I'm most excited for. Because not even yesterday, a few hours ago when my husband and I were talking about our predictions for this, and he had talked about, well, do you think there could be a new Mario game? I'm like, no, they only put out one per console, and even though 8 is a remaster, like, I don't see them making a new one. They might have some DLC. I really feel like they could use some DLC, but even then I didn't think there'd be Mario Kart. But yeah, as we can see, we got new Mario Kart DLC, and as you'll see in a bit, in a way, both my husband and I were half right. it is Mario Kart 8. It's not a new game, but
This is the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Course Pack.
about there. Oh, well, maybe it'll be a little bit more. Anyway, there's going to be a lot of tracks. We're basically getting a whole new game. And it's interesting, too. Like, I never played Mario Kart Tour on the phone. Yes, there we go. 6-way, 48 courses. This is a whole new game, guys. This is exciting. And I love seeing, like, how they rework the, like, old tracks. Like, Coconut Mall does look a little weird to me, but, like, Choco Mountain, like, I love what they do, especially with the older ones and how they bring them up to the modern graphics. They look cool. And then, yeah, I never played Mario Kart Tour, so that one's new to me. I am excited for this. I do love Mario Kart 8. It is a good, I mean, just any Mario Kart. So, that's right. So I am actually working on a Mario Kart ranking video right now. Okay, pause. Okay. $25. We're basically getting a new Mario Kart game for $25. That's great. Great deal. Love it. But yeah, anyway, I was saying, I'm working on a Mario Kart ranking video. I have the ranking completed. I just, my laptop is dead. I'm using my husband's computer right now, and it's just been delayed for so long. But this will encourage me to work on it and get it done, because new Mario Kart tracks coming soon. And also, I feel like this is another reason now, like, the expansion pack is becoming more and more worth it. Like, Animal Crossing, I'm the only one that plays Animal Crossing in my family, so there's no point in us, like, getting the expansion for Happy Home Designer. But now that there's more, it's just, it's exciting. So. And then this one, it took me a few seconds to figure out what it was, and then, because at first I was like, kind of looks a little similar to art style to Fire Emblem, and then it was about basically this point. I'm like, this is Xenoblade Chronicles 3. I forgot that this was mentioned, that it was in the works. So, yeah, and then there I was like, oh, there's the Monado. It's Xenoblade Chronicles 3. So I really enjoyed the first Xenoblade Chronicles on the Wii. But I wasn't really interested in any of the ones after that, so I never played X, and I never played 2. But, I mean, while this is not really much gameplay, I am more interested in this one. So I might actually pick this one up if I have the time and the monies. Because it looks cool, and it reminds me of the first one. Yeah, definitely am more interested in this one. But yeah, and also, I like the art style of this too. I love how they remastered the first one on the Switch. Because the Wii version looked really ugly. It really did. And the new one looks so good. But I just can't justify paying for the game again, especially because it's such a long game that I'm like, to get my money's worth, I need to complete it. That's a lot of hours, and I already have so many games that I want to play that I haven't played. Yeah, Xenoblade Chronicles 3. I'm definitely going to keep watching this. Like this and like Triangle Strategy are games I'm going to keep my eyes on. Mario Kart I'm going to get. Kirby we're going to get. I know my parents are definitely getting Splatoon 3. I may or may not, just because I feel like I could play 2 more because I haven't played as much as them, but it looks interesting.
The story of Xenoblade Chronicles 3 ties together the futures of
Chrono Cross will probably not be too much money, so that will be interesting. I'm trying to think of what else.
I hope you'll look forward to it.
See you after. Oh, that's right. This is where it ends. This is the part where I was like hoping they'd be like, but before we leave, here's one more announcement for you. And no, it just ends. Oh, it kills. We need Breath of the Wild 2. Give me the information. It's been so long. But yeah, and then I didn't expect anything for Metroid Prime 4, but there was always some hope. I don't really care for Bayonetta, but I know Bayonetta 3 was announced, so I didn't know if that might have been mentioned. But yeah, on the whole, despite the fact that I wish that there were some more first-party Nintendo games, I still very much enjoyed this Direct. There's definitely games I want to play. It was fun. It wasn't torture watching it 3 times back to back. We'll see how the video editing process goes now. But yeah, so that was just my thoughts. Sorry for not catching the live reaction, but anyway, those are my thoughts. This has been the girl with the controller, and I hope you have a lovely day.